All right, so today what we're going to do is we're going to get the eyes cut out for our skull. So what you're going to need is your paper clip, pencil and paper, pair of scissors. Remember, the paper clip is in your kit and it's small, so you're going to have to look for it. So, excuse me, just a reminder, when we're doing the eyes, we're not cutting out normal eyes. We want to cut out what would be the shape of an eye socket, which is a pretty large hole, because on a skull, there's no squishy eyeball or ligaments and tissues and all that. So there would just be a nice hole, which sounds gross, but whatever. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, because where people struggle, is making eyes symmetrical. And so the best way to do it is draw one on a sheet of paper. Now, yours might be a little more round than mine. That's okay. And remember, you can sketch this as many times as you want. It is okay to erase. It's okay to try it again. But all you have to do is get one good one. And I'll show you why in a second. Looks good to me. So then you're going to cut it out. I know watching me cut is so exciting. Okay. So remember when you're carving into clay, or you're getting ready to carve, like make a big decision, like, or I'm going to cut this eyeball out. The first thing to do is lay it on there, and your clay should be damp, and make sure you like the positioning of it. I think that looks pretty good. I might turn it a little bit. Yeah. Now with your paper clip, you're going to very, very lightly, very light pressure, you're going to just trace around your paper. You are not cutting into your clay yet. You're just tracing a line very lightly around the eye. And the reason for that is, if you pull this off or something happens and you want to redo it, it's really easy to smooth away. And then you just pull it off. Now, this one here, so that it's symmetrical on the other side, you just flip it over and place it here. Now you want to look at it like that looks crazy, so I'm going to fix it. And I feel like that looks okay. So again, just lightly trace around your paper. So that when you peel the paper off this time, if something is crooked or not perfect like you want it to be, you can just smooth it out and redo it. And I'm going to go with that. I don't know that it's perfect, but there's ways you can make little adjustments once you cut it out. So when you cut it out, you're going to cut all the way through, so make sure your paper clip is touching your mask form. And cut it. Stop whenever you need to, pull off that gunky stuff, and keep going. If you get too much of it building up on your paper clip, it just makes your lines messy. You don't want that. Now to get it out, this can be kind of tricky. Sometimes I'll just cut this in half and lift it, or you might want to use the curved end of your, there we go. Stop. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and do the other one. So when you get it cut out, you're going to have some messy areas inside of there. That's alright. It's not the end of the world right now. Don't stress it. Now I'm going to do the other one. Just be sure you're going all the way through, because otherwise it's going to make it a pain to try to lift out that clay. Now these little pieces you're cutting out, squish them back up, and you're going to add that back into your bag. This is a great amount of clay to work with to add designs and stuff. But if you just leave it sitting there, it'll dry out on you. I don't think I did as good on cutting that one, but that's okay. Now this is really important, this next step. So when you look at that, it's not too bad, all right? But you have these very crumbly parts in here, and you want to clean that up. So the best thing to do is have a little bowl of water or something. Well, definitely water, but you can put it whatever you got. And just a very little bit of water will go a long way to getting that nice and smooth. Can you hand me the paintbrush out of that kit, please? Also, when you're doing this, this is a good way to make little adjustments if something isn't completely symmetrical. So instead of like, oh, I'll trim this away. Oh, now I need to trim this away. And before you know it, your eye's like this big. You can also take the paintbrush that's in your kit and go inside here and get everything nice and smooth. If you have clay touching your bag right here, I wouldn't worry about it. It'll be alright. And so spend some time getting this nice and smooth, getting it symmetrical. Like I said, this is a really good way. Any little adjustments you need, like if you need one part to be a little skinnier, just do it this way, like smoothing it away instead of carving into it. Because like I said, next thing you know, you'll carve too much. And that's how we're going to cut out the eyes. So when you're finished, make sure you store it good. You put it back in the bag. You wrap it up nice and tight. Put it inside your kit and keep it nice and wet so we can work on it more on Monday.